Hello, bonjour, namaste, ni hao, and ohio everybody. What is going on? It is Gale here. Welcome back to the YouTube channel once again for another Danmachi Battle Chronicle video. And today we are here with the latest information about the 1.5 anniversary. And of course, we all thought it was going to be Arrow of Orion. Of course, we knew that the Hermes in the countdown image was an indication of it potentially being Arrow of Orion, but it isn't exactly Arrow of Orion. Now let me explain this before you guys, put it in the comment section. Gale, what the hell are you talking about? And you guys are super confused as to why I've just said that. The 1.5 anniversary is called The Unwilling Storyteller. Now, if you guys didn't know, for Danmachi Arrow of Orion, there have been a plethora of side stories actually. Some were given out when you went to the movies back when the movie first came out in Japan. You would get some books as well with it. Sometimes it would be the light novel of Arrow of Orion, but along with it, sometimes you'd get side stories as well. And then along with that, we also got a couple of Blu-ray DVDs for Arrow of Orion, some limited edition copies and stuff like that. And along with them, you also got a additional side story as well. And one of those side stories is The Unwilling Storyteller. It features Hermes and Artemis, which makes sense as to why, if we take a look at the units coming up in the event, it's going to be Artemis and Hermes. What this does mean is, because it only features Hermes and Artemis, it seems like, at least the side story, I do not think we will be getting an Orion bell. Yeah, it's kind of unfortunate in that sense, but I do think this is going to be a one-parter. Basically, it's just going to be this Unwilling Storyteller special story that was included with Danmachi Arrow of Orion's Blu-ray DVD release, I think it was, and it does seem like it's going to be Hermes and Artemis only. It does seem like that's going to be the case. I don't know much about this specific side story, because the thing is, this is a side story that wasn't actually adapted by Danmachi. I think the other two side stories were adapted by Danmachi, and unfortunately, one of the things I was looking up while I was, looking into this event name, basically, is that Amori actually wanted to implement this into Danmachi. I actually had no idea about this, but he was supposed to include it with the One Love side story in commemoration of Aedes Vesta, the 4th anniversary of the game, right? But he was unable to do so, and it was also already postponed 3 times as well. So unfortunately, this is an event that we've never actually seen, even in Danmachi. So I guess in that sense, Danchro is actually doing something creative. I say creative, it's still taking something or adapting something that exists, but it's at least an adaptation that has never been done before. So I have to give them kudos there. Good job, Danchro. You've actually outdone yourself in this one. I'm very happy with this decision. I'm gonna be looking forward to this now even more so than I was previously. And I'm very much looking forward to, obviously, experiencing the story. Of course, for me now, as I've mentioned in the Danchro I Quit video, of course, after the 1.5 anniversary, I said that I would still love to see what they can do story-wise and everything, and I'll give them, I'll still give them my support in that sense, of course, right? If they can absolutely nail the aspects of, doing adaptations that haven't been done before, or even doing something that, we want to see, be done in a new light, potentially, right? For example, Sword Oratoria, right? One of the biggest regrets that we all have with Sword Oratoria is that, even though we have the Danmachi iteration, even though we have the manga iteration, having something that's moving, animated and stuff like that would have been amazing, and Danchro would have been a great way. I think if they had done Danchro in a way where it was more focused on Sword Oratoria, and they were able to do what Danmachi did, where they were adapting Sword Oratoria and animating Sword Oratoria and maybe sold that as a selling point, I think it would have actually done pretty well as well. I think that would have been a huge selling point. Of course, we know that they're not updating the main story, so I mean, Sword Oratoria would have been dead in the water, but I think they would have had a potentially better start as well with that as well, if they had focused on them also adapting Sword Oratoria from the very beginning. But anyways, that's a bit of a detour. Let's take a look at the promo video first and foremost, and then we'll check out, of course, the units themselves, because we did get Artemis' special move today. I'm a bit late to making this video, actually about a day late, but I wanted to wait until Artemis' special move came out so that we could talk about that as well. Alright, it was something unprecedented, something that would kill those I love. Arrow of Orion, of course, this is referencing that. Artemis, this is. Okay. I dared wish for it. The existence of heroes, there it is. Okay. Yeah, the unwilling storyteller. So yeah, it is going to be entirely focused, I feel like, on Hermes and Artemis. I can't see any other unit being a part of this, unfortunately. Oh god, I just realized we're going to have to deal with Artemis on Taurus again. Damn it. Oh, so this must be, I guess the unwilling storyteller must be like how Hermes must have set it up, basically. That's, okay, fair enough. When the wielder of arrow appears, you will face them. So Hermes is going to be the assist, of course. And we've got ourselves a new Artemis adventure, and it seems like she's short range because she's got the scene card. That's 100% the scene card. That's a very nice scene card. Burden with an unwanted role. Damn. Oh, I assume this is the first look at the cover. Yeah. Damn. I think this is going to be a very emotional story for sure. I do think it's going to be an emotional story because, again, I know how we feel about Hermes sometimes, you know, with his roles and some of the decisions that, you know, he makes for Belle and Co, right? Season 3 you look at, and so on and so forth. Heck, even in the most recent episode, I'm not going to spoil you guys about the most recent episode, but that's another example of how he's helping people out randomly and stuff. But Hermes plays a very important role in, as he said, as its name is a storyteller. It basically guides people in the right direction, or maybe the wrong direction, but it's up to them to make their own story, right? At the end of the day, he's just effectively the prose, you could say, in a way, if I'm using the word right. He's basically like a prose, effectively. But anyways, of course, it does seem like it's going to be an Artemis and Hermes alone event. I don't think we're going to be getting Orion Bell or anything. Maybe they could still do Orion Bell, of course, right? But I do think that this might be just a one-parter event. It's not impossible that they could do another part, but I do think that because of the story being focused on those two, I think it's gonna be them. Of course, Hayden's also out. We'll make a video about him tomorrow because I've got too many things to do today. I've got to make a video about you know, obviously the latest episode, and obviously make a I have to make the review video for episodes 12 and 13, so I'll leave Hayden for tomorrow. Half Moon Goddess Artemis is, of course, the name of the new unit coming up. Special move is deals one hit front-facing AoE attack to enemies. Additionally, inflicts damage on itself based on a percentage of its maximum HP. So she deals damage to herself when attacking. Okay, interesting. Furthermore, grants shield effect, endurance increase, and technique damage increase to own unit. So, okay, that's very interesting. So I assume she's going to be able to basically deal more damage depending on how much HP you give her. So that's actually a new thing in this game, scaling off of HP. It's something that we've not seen in a unit in a while in terms of that. Of course, not in terms of a unit I'm talking about. We've seen it in scene cards and stuff. Depending on what your HP is, you get a certain boost, right? But even that's not even scaling necessarily. That's being above a certain amount of HP and stuff. So it's going to be interesting to see exactly where we're going to go here, of course, right, with this unit, and what's going to be the situation here. Grants shield effect, endurance increase, so it gets a bit of defense there, and technique damage increase to own unit. So that means that what that tells me as well is that potentially Artemis's main source of damage might come through her techniques, potentially. Let's click the play button and see what she is. She is a fire DPS, it seems like. Fire DPS. Okay, that's an interesting one. And her first technique has 3 stocks already as well, which means that she'll have 4 stocks on, or 4 charges on her skill 1 when you get her ability board going. Fire DPS is a bit of an interesting decision because, of course, as you might have seen just a second ago, if we were to have, you know, check the Danchro Twitter account really quickly, this Ryu is, of course, a fire tank unit, Legacy of Justice Ryu Leon, the Fest unit, right? And obviously, she's live right now again for a second time. This is her second rerun, which is insane. I think she's the first unit to have 2 literal reruns, and in such quick succession as well. I'm pulling up the game right now just to, you know, kind of show you guys her as well. But the thing is with this Ryu is she's such a good option. I can't blame people if they go for Ryu over Artemis, to be quite honest. Again, we'll have to wait and see on how good Artemis actually is. Of course, right, I'll be testing her out and everything. And of course, if I can get her, that would be amazing. But we'll have to see how people use her and see if she's any good, of course, right? Hopefully, Ryu is still around by then. Okay, thank you, Hilderslef Hayden. I appreciate you. As you can tell, I'm not logging in, but hopefully I can get a couple of Selas so that we are ready for when Artemis and Hermes come out. But Danchro Fest unit, and she's here till the 23rd of February, so we have more than enough time. The half anniversary will be starting before then, so I'm not too worried there. So you do have a choice between going for Ryu or Artemis. I obviously right now, based on what we know as a fire unit, I mean, just all-rounder wise, I mean, Ryu is really fucking good, right? Really fucking good. So in that sense, do I recommend going for Artemis? I mean, if you love Artemis, then yeah, absolutely go for it. There's no two ways about it. Go for what you like, you know. Go for what you like. Don't go for what you don't like. Don't go for, oh, meta has to be everything. But no, don't do that. Go for what you like and what you enjoy using the most, right? If you love Ryu, go for Ryu. If you love Artemis, go for Artemis. If you love both, well, tough shit, good luck, have fun, and good luck with your summons, is what I'll say. No, but seriously, on a real note, I would say just wait for a couple of days, see what Artemis is looking like. She'll probably be releasing I want to say she'll probably be releasing, I think, on Tuesday or Wednesday, most likely, it seems like. When does this end? When does Valentine's end? 12th, right? Yeah, so basically around when this banner leaves effectively, right, is when we should be getting the 1.5 anniversary event. So see what happens. If you can if you can wait for that long, hopefully you guys get something good, of course, right? I'm wasting my luck clearly on this free multi that we've got here, basically. But yeah, no, I'm very much looking forward to the 1.5 anniversary now, to be quite honest, in a way, purely because of the fact that it's a completely fresh story. It's something at least I haven't experienced as a Danmachi fan. It's one of those stories that kind of goes under the radar a little bit, purely because of the whole side of like, oh, it's only available in Japan. Not everybody was able to get it because it's only with the Blu-ray DVD and stuff like that, and I've not seen anybody translate it, so it's just one of those that's just kind of gone under the radar. Whereas, if you look at the One Love side story, it was in Danmimo. Unfading Journey was also in Danmimo. Both of these were in Danmimo, so it's kind of unfortunate that it never inevitably came out to this one was unfortunately kind of passed over by Danmimo. It's one of those weird ones because I've never would have thought that Danmimo would have passed over an opportunity to adapt another extra story or something, but I guess maybe timing wise and everything. And I think generally at the time, I remember obviously Arrow of Orion and Aedes Vesta, specifically Aedes Vesta, came out during the peak of COVID, right? Or it was being developed during the peak of COVID, 2020 into 2021. So I think they may have had to make the decisions to kind of just move it to the side and focus on making sure at least what they have is what they can work with and do well with, right, with voices and everything, because it was super hard to book in VAs. A lot of VAs were also contracting COVID at the time and stuff, so it was very difficult and challenging for the Danmimo team at the time, the 4th anniversary. So I have to give them a little bit of leeway there, of course, right? And then, of course, once you're done with the 4th anniversary, you have to move on to the next thing, which was Knights of Fianna and stuff. So yeah, I think as much as I'd like to have seen it in Danmimo, I'm glad that at least Danchro is doing it. It's good that they're doing something that's interesting and something that's not been seen before. And yeah, I'm gonna be looking forward to also Artemis and Hermes, the final units that I'll be probably experiencing, and we're gonna be there to check them out. But yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Do you guys like the idea of what's coming up for the 1.5 anniversary or not? Put it in the comment section down below. I will see you guys in the next one. Leave a like, subscribe to the channel. Catch you guys next time. Bye bye, everybody. Bye bye.